Hey y'all, back out here in the greenhouse again, and I made a video earlier today showing the seedling dogwoods that I had in a community pot and how they were doing, but I'm going to make another video now. That was a few hours ago. I've been to town a couple times, I've been working out here, been in the house, and I'm fixing to go back in the house for the night. But I've been out here planting some more seeds and doing some transplanting and different things. I just wanted to show y'all what we have going on in the greenhouse today on the 25th of February 2023. So let's look up the last video. I brought y'all up to date from showing the sugar. I had planted sugar baby watermelons and some different varieties of tomatoes and so on. Now today we've come in here in just the last little bit, and I've got these 2 6-packs of some slow bolt cilantro I've planted. We love cilantro. Actually, I lied to you. 4 6-packs of cilantro. We really love cilantro. So that's 24 places of cilantro, a couple seeds in each one. And these 2 6-packs here have some Swiss Chard, and I've never even eaten Swiss Chard, much less grown it. But I said, hey, I always like to try new things. This is just the green. It's not the chard with the multicolor or the red or yellow stems or whatever. It's just the large rib dark green. And then I planted that earlier for went to town, but I just now came back, and I've got these 2 6-packs of lemon cucumber, 2 6-packs of long thin cayenne pepper, 2 6-packs of beefsteak tomato, 2 6-packs of habanero pepper, 2 6-packs of my favorite kale, which is, it goes by two names. Some people call it Lacinato Kale, some people call it dinosaur kale. I like it. The leaves are smoother than the curly kale, so you don't get dirt and bugs and stuff all caught up in there. And to me, it's a better flavor of kale, a cleaner looking plant. So that's what we plant. Not putting down if you like the other. And got some long purple eggplant, the long thin ones. These 2 6-packs. Now, some other things I've done is right here underneath these boards, I took one of these trays, like these 6-packs are in, and I stuck it right here in the greenhouse directly down, and I filled it with my potting soil as kind of a mini raised bed, if you will. And what we've got going on, I filled it with soil, and I planted carrots. They're kind of a shorter type carrot, and I moistened that soil down after I planted the seeds on top of it. Got me a good firm little seed bed going, and pressed it down and put my seeds kind of 3 rows, but each row, basically underneath each one of the boards is a row of carrots. And now they're planted pretty heavily, so they'll have to be thinned later. But I've started carrots like this before to find it easier. The seeds are so small and easy to lose in the soil. So I just sow them right on top, moisten them down real good with a mist of water. And then I take these boards, I wet the back of them and stuck them right on top of the soil. And that'll stay there for 7 to 10 days, and I'll come back, check them out. They should be germinated by then, and I can take the boards off and start letting them get some sunlight, some air, and they should be good. Pardon all the junk over here. I've kind of confiscated my daughter's potting bench over here the last couple days. By the way, some more seeds I bought today that we're going to be planting. I've got some red Reuben basil, which is a purple basil. I've got some regular sweet basil. I showed y'all in another video where the Genovese basil is already sprouting, coming up. We love our sunflowers. Last year we grew some that were probably 13, 14 foot tall, the mammoth. But I got these Autumn Beauty mixed color sunflowers. They don't get as tall, but we're going to put some of them out. I've never grown this. I'm going to try it. I've seen people grow it. Amaranth, Joseph's coat, kind of a decorative plant that's edible. Use it as a cooked green. And then some lemon balm. We love that in teas and so on. Wonderful plant there. So that's some of the things we're going to look forward to seeding in the next day or two. I showed this in an earlier video, and I don't know how long ago it was, but this is a Christmas cactus, they call them. And it was in a pot not much bigger than what these are in. And it was crowded with multiple plants. So after it flowered, I took and divided it out, planted it into some separate pots. And that's how you get more of what you like. I also took some cuttings off of it and got them here rooting, so we'll have more plants there. I'm calling them pink porcelain. I don't know the name of them. That's what they look like to me. They have the middle parts of the flower, the stigmas and whatever. I should know what I'm talking about, but I don't. The little things that stick out in the flower are pink, and the flower has a pink hue to it as a bud. But when it opens, the petals are really, they look like a white porcelain, almost a see-through white color. Really love them. So glad to be able to multiply that, spread it out. Also, this is something I look for when I get around plants. Got stores with plants that they mark down. This Sansevieria, also called mother-in-law tongue, snake plant among others, had some damage. You see the leaves right there. So they had it marked down. Couple bucks, but around the edges of it, I noticed the pot it was in. There's actually a little smaller pot than that's in right there. Had all these pups, 4 pups. So I bought the plant, shook and rinsed all the dirt off in the sink over there. Cut the pups off, and I've planted them. Now, one thing about these I've learned, kind of like well, my orchids, Phalaenopsis orchids and so on, you don't want to get water down in the crown and let it sit. It'll sit there and rot. So I learned that the hard way, especially on your younger plants. And these things are propagated not only by these little pups that come up around it from root rhizomes, and they pop up and you can divide them, but you propagate them by rooting the leaves. And so I pulled a few leaves from around the base of it, and we got that going on. So that was one of my projects today. Also, my wife had bought, I guess, I don't know if it was marked down or not, but it should have been, this little glass pot. Had another, I don't even know what I did with the plastic. I think it's this and something like this. Maybe it's this taller one. That pot inside there. And it had, of course, these pussy willows. These are dry. I was going to try to root them, but they're dry. They're not viable. These sticks in there for decoration. And it had 4 of these beautiful azaleas. Ain't that awesome? Very beautiful azaleas. And I guess they're a dwarf variety, but there was 4 of them crammed in there. And what I hate about some of these decorative pots they sell is the people at the stores don't know no better, and they water them, and they like it because water's not getting all over the shelf. But this thing had about this much water in here. It was drowning the roots of these plants, basically. So if you got something like this, take your pot out, water it, let it sit a little while before you put it back in the decorative pot. But anyway, I took and divided that root ball. It was pretty tight. I had to use a razor blade on it, and repotted them separately. 4 plants out of 1 pot. So that's what we like doing. Them are very beautiful little azaleas. And we do the same thing here. Well, back I did that with these aloe vera. You know, divide them up. I didn't do none of that today, but I've got some very crowded aloe vera. Let's look at that real quick. A little bit off topic, but See that? There's one. There's some. There's some. And I got some freeze damage on these earlier, but see, they get little babies all in there. And I'll be popping them out and planting them up, and that's how you spread them. Look, that sucker there is super duper crowded. So we're fixing to be dividing them up into pots. I find that these things, I don't know why, but I have the best luck on my aloe vera with these clay pots. And so, I don't know, that's just me. Especially the shallow, kind of like I've got that cactus there in them shallow pots like that. They love it. And so, anyways, I'm not going to go on a whole tour of the greenhouse tonight. Just want to show y'all mainly what we got accomplished today. Ooh, son. So I got to get me a pump-up sprayer. I spray a mist on top of these when I plant these seeds. A lot of these seeds are so small, you don't want to pour water on them. You'll disturb the seeds, float them out, and mix them up and everything else. So I've been spritzing them, you know. And this thing's already wearing out, so I've just had it a couple of weeks. I didn't about wore the spring out in it, but I need to get me a pump-up sprayer so I can just do a quick even coat. But come out here every day. If it's looking a little dry, I'll just kind of spritz the ones that are dry and go on with it. But boy, whenever you got 2 or 3 trays and you're trying to soak them down real good, when you first plant them, you're talking about some finger cramps. And especially spritzing down that little carrot bed there. All right, well, y'all have a good night. I'm fixing to get in the house. God bless, and hope you're got your mind set on what you're going to do with getting your fingernails dirty, getting that gardener's manicure going on. My phone don't want to focus very good, but yeah, gardener's manicure, best one around. God bless y'all. Have a good night.